Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to download and install a free header and footer template for Divi's Perfumery layout pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the video description below. Now, once you get here, you want to download the layout pack. So I'm going to scroll down here until I find the opt-in. Now I've already gone ahead and opted in. So after you opt in, you're going to get this download the files button. So opting in is basically just adding your email address. All right, so I'm going to click here on download the files, and now you can see the files have been downloaded onto my computer. So I'm going to go to that actual file by clicking here on show in Finder, and here it is. I'm going to double click on it, and this is the file that I'm going to use very, very soon. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it here out of the way. So now that we've downloaded it, the next step now is to head over to our website. So before I actually add the template, I want you to take a look at the header here. Okay, so you can see we have a basic header. It has no styling to it. This is how it comes out when you install Divi. And when I scroll all the way down here to the bottom, you can see here there is no design at all to my footer. All right, so now let's go into our website and let's install this. So I'm going to come over here to my dashboard and then go all the way down here to Divi. So here is where I need to go to the theme builder. Next, I need to click here on portability and then click on the import tab. Now remember, we downloaded this file earlier on. I'm just going to drag it over here. Another way to get to this file is to just click here on this area here, and then this will open the file explorer and you can find the file that way. Next, I'm going to click on import theme builder template. All right, so now we can see we have the header and the global footer. So just by doing this, you are going to notice that we've just literally transformed our header and footer using this design that we've just installed. All right, so I'm going to click on here on save changes. So all my changes are saved. So now I'm going to open this website in a new tab. Now remember, our first page had no design to our header and footer. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. Now we can see we have this area here, which has this free gift, and it also has a search. And when I scroll down all the way to the bottom here, we can see we have a beautiful footer, and also we have this opt-in. We have the addresses here, the contact details, the opening hours, and so on. Okay, so this here is on a basic blog page. So ideally what we need to do is to create a page so we can really see our header and footer. So what I'm going to do now is to just go back to my dashboard here, and I'm going to go to pages, all pages. In fact, I need to add a new page so we can see a proper page here. So I'm just going to say perfume, use Divi builder. Of course, this step is not necessary, but I just want to show you this layout and show you what it looks like on a page. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and choose pre-made layout, and I'm just going to search for perfume, and we have a few of these pages here. All right, so the one I'm going to go with is, all right, let's go with this one here. I'm going to click here, use this layout. And what's going to happen next is it's going to install all the elements that I need for this page. Okay, so it looks like the pre-made layout has been installed, looking great. Now I'm going to publish the page, and then I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. Okay, so now we can see that our navigation here has changed, and this is what our page looks like. So I'm going to go all the way down here, and this is my footer. So you may be asking, so how are we going to make changes to this header and the footer? So that's what I'm going to be showing you next. So I want to go back over here now to my theme builder, and let's start working on the header itself. So if I click here on this pencil icon, this is going to take me to my builder. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to go into my section settings, click on background, and we can see here that this is where our colors have been added. So this is the first light color, and to prove that this is where the color is, I'm just going to go in and just change it and just give it a ridiculous color here. So you can see here that, yeah, it's easy to set it up here. Okay, so I'm going to close out of there. So that's where you would change the first color. Now here on the logo, it pulls in automatically, dynamically. So if your logo is pixelated like how it is here on my website, I can always click here, and this is going to take me to my image settings. So click on design, sizing, and this is where you want to adjust your width. Okay. So you can see here as I go further and further down, this would look better at maybe about 18%. So this is where you want to do that. So I'm just going to save changes. And now you can see that it's slightly smaller. But of course, we can go back in and make further adjustments if you are not happy with the size itself. So you can also adjust the width here as well, by the way. So I'm going to set this to about 20%. Okay, so now I've made adjustments to my header. The next step now is to take a look at the rest of the information that we have here. So here we have our search field. So you can change whatever input placeholder we have here for our search settings. And if you come over here to design, you can go into the field here and also change the placeholder color. You can change the background color and so on. But this is specific to the search item here. Okay, so I'm not going to make any changes to that. I'm just showing you where things can be changed. Now over here, we have this call to action, but the way this was done is it was done using a blurb. So you can make further changes to this. So let's say, for example, you want to change the icon. You can just come over here and choose the icon you want. So let's say you want to go with that. But of course, this is a free gift, so this wouldn't work. But anyway, that's where you change your icon. So here is where you can play around with the text. So right now we have this font here. You can change this to whatever you want. So let's say you want to change this to this Muli. That's what it will look like. And once you're happy with that, you can just save. But in this case, I'm not going to save because I pretty much like how this was set up. Now it's time to take a look at our menu. So this is where you would go in and adjust your menu. So you want to make sure you've created your menu well beforehand, because if you don't, then it's not going to show here on the drop down. So I'm just going to keep that like that. And let's say you wanted to make some changes to this as well. You can go in to the menu text, and this is where you'd make your customizations. So you can see here we have the menu font, and we also have the menu text color and active color. You can also adjust the size here. So you can see here as I'm clicking, it's getting bigger and smaller. All right, so I'm going to save that. So pretty much this is what we have here on the header area. So the next step now is to click here on portability and click on save. And I'm just going to close out of here and make sure all changes saved has been clicked. So you want to make sure you click here. Now let's take a look at the footer. So again, I'm going to click here on my edit. And this is going to take us to our footer. And this is where you can start making your changes. So first of all, you want to go into your row settings. So here, if you go to the background, this is the color that you see here. So you can change this to whatever you want. So you can see I've got this bright yellow. But of course, that's not what you want to do there. So next, I want to come over here to design, sizing. So we can see here that we don't have a full width. So let's say you wanted to have a full width design. This is where you change the width to 100%, and you would do the same for the maximum width as well. So that means this area here of your site will just span across your whole website. So that's an option if you'd like to do it that way. But you know what? I am going to discard all changes and just leave it as it is. Next, we also have these titles here. So if I click on this module setting, and you can see that this is our text settings here. On the top, we have our shop. And we also have this word popular. So if I click here, you notice that this is assigned to heading 2 and this one here is assigned to heading 3. So if you want to make changes to that, what you want to do is to just hover over this area. And once this paintbrush comes up, you can just click on it. And this is where you'd come in and make your changes. So you can see here that this heading 3 font weight is set to medium. So on the size, you can, make it smaller if you want, just like that. And then if you want to set up heading 2 font, this is where you'd come, and you can change the colors if you want to, like that. And this applies also over here, but I'm not going to make any changes to this. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Next, I'm going to come over here now, and this is where we have our button settings, and we can also make customizations to our button by coming over here to design, button, and then use custom styles for button is already activated. So this is where you can go in now, change the text button settings, size, the background, and so on. Okay. I'm going to close out of here. And to make changes to this text here, you can just click on this gear icon and you can adjust your store address by just coming over here. And this is pretty much the same when you take a look at these other text areas. But the most important one here is the opt-in. So you want to make sure you go into the opt-in and scroll further down, click on email account, and this is where you want to add your service provider. Now there's quite a few to choose from, so you need to have an account first with any one of these, and then this is where you'd connect it. So let's say, for example, you've connected with ConvertKit. You can select your list, and then once you've done that, you can just click on add, and every time someone signs up for your newsletter, they will be added onto your mailing list. Okay, so again, I want to close out of this. And finally here we have our social media icons. So I'm going to click here, and here the most important thing is to make sure that they all link to your actual page. So if I click here on this gear icon, click on link, this is where you want to add your Facebook link. And let's say it's time now to add the Twitter one. You can just click on this arrow to go back, click here on the Twitter, add your link, and so on until you've added all of them. Now, if you wanted to add more social media networks, you can just click here on this plus button and this will add the one that you need. Okay. So again, I'm going to close out of this. So once you've made all your changes, just click on expand settings, save. Then you want to close out of here, save all changes. Now, once you've done that, the header changes and the footer changes will be applied pretty much across your whole website. And this is why this is set as global. So once you set this up, your website will be updated. So all you have to do is to refresh and everything will be shown here. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.